Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something you do every single night, sleep. But what if I told you it's not just about rest? It's actually your brain's secret superpower, a tool you can use to boost your performance in, well, pretty much everything.
Okay, let's kick things off with a number that might honestly shock you. In one study, a full third, 33.1%, of university students said they had poor sleep. Think about that, a third of people, right when they need their brains the most. And this isn't just students, it's a problem that's quietly holding millions of us back every single day.
And, this goes way beyond just feeling a bit tired or groggy. The science on this is absolutely clear. When you don't get enough sleep, it's a direct hit to your brain power. Your attention span, it shrinks. Your working memory, it takes a nosedive. It's a massive blow to how we think, and we just can't pretend it's not happening.
So you might think of sleep as just, turning off for the night. But what if it's the exact opposite? What if your brain is actually clocking in for its most important shift? Yeah, while you're out cold, your brain is hard at work, running a whole bunch of critical maintenance programs that are impossible to run during the day.
Okay, so what's one of the biggest tasks on that night shift? It's called memory consolidation. Here's a simple way to think about it. All day long, you're creating these little temporary files in your brain. Experiences, things you've learned, they're fragile. At night, sleep is the process that comes in, organizes everything, and hits the save button, turning those temp files into permanent long-term memories.
And get this, scientists came up with this really cool experiment to prove it. They had people learn something new while smelling a specific scent, like roses. Then later, when those people were in deep sleep, they quietly piped that same rose scent back into the room. And the result? It was amazing. Their recall of what they'd learned was significantly better. It's like the smell was a little tag, telling the brain, hey, pay attention to this memory, solidify it.
So sleep isn't just one big block of unconsciousness. It's actually a cycle. Your brain shifts between two main stages. You've got non-REM sleep. Think of that as the body's repair shop. It's for physical recovery, energy, your immune system. And then you have REM sleep. That's rapid eye movement. This is the brain's personal office, the filing room, where all that memory consolidation, learning, and even sorting through emotions really happens.
All right, so we know the brain is super active, cycling through these stages. But what kicks the whole thing off? I mean, what's the actual trigger that makes you feel tired? Well, it all comes down to chemistry. It's like this nightly battle inside your brain between molecules trying to put you to sleep and others trying to keep you awake.
So meet the main player on the sleepy team, a chemical called adenosine. As you go about your day using your brain, this stuff just slowly builds up. The best way to picture it is as sleep pressure. The longer you're awake, the more pressure builds and the drowsier you feel. It's a very simple, very effective system. And this right here is why your morning coffee is so magical. Caffeine is basically a master of disguise. Its molecules are shaped almost exactly like adenosine, so they swoop in and fit perfectly into the same receptors in your brain. But here's the trick. Instead of sending the time for sleep signal, they just block the spot. They're imposters, preventing the real adenosine from getting through and telling your brain how tired it actually is.
But wait, there's another huge job your brain does at night. It turns on its cleaning crew. This is called the glymphatic system, and you can literally think of it as your brain's dishwasher. It uses fluid to flush out all the junk, the metabolic waste that builds up from all the thinking you did during the day. And this is critical because it clears out toxic stuff like amyloid beta, a protein that's famously linked to Alzheimer's disease.
Okay, so knowing how all this works is fascinating, right? But here's the most important part. We are not just helpless passengers in this whole process. We can actually influence it. We can become sleep engineers. So let's open up the toolkit and figure out how to build ourselves a better night of sleep.
So where do you even begin? Well, it all starts with something experts call sleep hygiene. And don't let the name fool you, this isn't just a list of random tips. These are foundational habits, the ground rules you set to give your brain the absolute best chance to do its important nightly work.
All right, here are the big ones. And look, they're all important, but consistency is king. Seriously, going to bed and waking up around the same time, even on weekends,
anchors your internal clock like nothing else. But maybe the most powerful rule is the one that sounds a little weird. If you're lying there awake for 20 minutes, get up. Get out of bed. Why? Because you need to break that frustrating feeling of I can't sleep in your bed. It retrains your brain to think bed equals sleep, not bed equals struggle.
And here's something you might not have thought of. Your sleep toolkit could actually include a trip to the paint store. Yeah, believe it or not, there's research suggesting that the color of your bedroom matters. Soothing light colors, think soft blues, greens, even silver, can have a genuinely calming effect. On the flip side, really bright or bold colors can be too stimulating and make it harder for your brain to switch off.
And just remember, building a great night of sleep doesn't start an hour before bed. It starts the moment you wake up. Getting some daylight, especially in the morning, is huge for setting your body clock. Being active during the day helps build up that good old adenosine sleep pressure we talked about. And yeah, being smart about when you cut off the caffeine means you're not accidentally sabotaging yourself later.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, the memory filing, the chemical battles, the brainwashing cycle, it becomes so clear. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's not lost time. It is, without a doubt, a daily superpower that completely resets your body and your mind.
And that brings us to the biggest takeaway of all. Good sleep doesn't just get you back to normal. It's not just about not being tired. It is a straight-up cognitive enhancer. It creates the perfect conditions inside your head to push your brain's abilities, your memory, your learning, above and beyond its normal level.
So once you understand all this, you see that prioritizing sleep isn't just about avoiding the bad stuff. It's about actively unlocking one of the most powerful tools you already have for a healthier body and a sharper mind. So I'll leave you with this question. Is your sleep just something you have to do? Or are you going to start treating it like the secret weapon it truly is?